Blessings to you, beautiful one. I've been taught deep spiritual truths from God's creation, especially the critters and Mama Earth since I was a kid. Creation was the first to teach me about God the Creator. I'm going to share these words for you from the book of Job. It's the 12th chapter, verses 7 through 10 from the Hebrew Tanakh. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. Or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature, and the breath of all mankind. Guess who has taught Rev the most about the Lord, the Creator? Not man, but God directly and through his creation, again, since I was a kid. Back then, I knew a God of glory and pure love and creativity who was wild and crazy about me. This loving God taught me how to connect to his amazing and wonderful creation in transforming ways each day. Linda Bender is a veterinarian who has lived in Europe and Asia and Africa and the Middle East. And she has a strong interest in spirituality and healing. Here are her words from Linda. Quote, "We all came into this world wired to connect with all life." End of quote. What a connection to the above words in Job. The animals will teach us, and the earth will teach us. As I've taught for years, so many people say, I'm more spiritual than religious. What I have found out, this word spiritual has been abused and dragged through the muck and mire of 3D energies. So there's so much more beyond the 3D word spiritual. A cosmos, eternal, more of the more. The culture throws everything our way to keep us from knowing and living on a sacred path and utilizing the sacred energies of what is within us. How interesting that God's creation can expand who we are and why we're here and supply us with everything we need to keep the eternal ways of God flowing within us each day. Yes, creation gives me a deeper meaning to my intimacy with the Creator and with creation and with others. Yes, the critters have taught Rev the deep energies of Rev and of life and the eternal connections thereof. I have shared several times this story with you, but this experience is flowing through me at this time. A few years ago, the wife and I went to the yearly powwow over at the Wolf Preserve. We bought a coyote bone necklace there, and I put it on at the powwow. And we drove home, and then I decided I was going to cut our yard. Back that way, about 3 acres or so back from the house, I was cutting in a westerly direction, and there was a fence line with high weeds with a cut path of the neighbors running north and south. When my direction I was going met with this north-south path, I came into a sacred gathering with this huge coyote. He was quite beautiful, much better looking than the Rev Nader here. Of course, I stopped, decreased the engine to an idle, and he was sniffing the air cautiously as he walked around the front of the mower. He stopped right next to where I was sitting, like right here. He looked like he worked out at the local Canis gym and utilized GNC supplements. He looked to be a good 45, 50 pounds. and he stopped around a foot or less away from me as I was sitting on the lawnmower. He was staring into my eyes, looking for who this dude was, and Mr. Coyote was sniffing the air, and I noticed that he noticed the coyote bone necklace I had on. The mystical energies was moving and flowing between us, and we started communicating with one another, and I was demonstrating how honored I was to meet him and told him I would honor his relative whose necklace I was wearing, this coyote bone necklace. He was satisfied with my energies and turned around and walked a few feet away and then turned to look at me again, as if to say goodbye. It seems he blessed the necklace and me. I blessed him also. This was more than a Coyote and Rev gathering at the crossing of trails. It was the divine lesson of many sorts wrapped in mystical energies for all creation. Yes, I wear this necklace here to honor his ways and energies and to honor the Creator who was front and center in this gathering of God's creation. Thank you for gathering here with Rev at the corner of the path of unconditional love and the crossing of the four-legged, the big guy, Mr. Coyote. Rev has learned the less time I spend in the lower energies of cultures and the more I spend out here, the closer I become to the Creator and to his creation in wonderful and delightful ways. I close with another quote from Linda Bender. Quote, "The encounters I have with animals and will be teaching you to have are exchanges of meaning," end of quote. Beautiful and meaningful energies to you, wonderful souls of the incredible more. Be blessed in new and ever refreshing ways. Till next time, thank you.